All right, Art of the Sale, day three, coming at you guys. I appreciate all of you for jumping on here. For those of you that have been on here for day one, for day two, and then now for the third day, you've not only heard how to go out there, create conversation in person, at the gym, at the restaurants, at the coffee shop, at the gas stations. You've not only figured out how to go and increase your energy level and reach out to people online, even if you don't have much of a personal brand built yet. You've now figured out how to create posture and conversations, take control of the setting of an appointment, and then from there, how to present what we do effectively, ask the right questions, build a relationship while you present to someone, even in a virtual setting. We've knocked off all of those boxes at this point. And so now it's time to do the most important part, which is closing the deal, which is asking for the business, which is overcoming objections, and at the very end, launching your newest business partner. So this should be pretty simple for me to break down, nothing too complicated. A lot of this is going to be things that every single one of you guys has heard a million times if you've been inside of this space for more than 60, 90 days. And if you're brand new here, hopefully you'll be able to take some value out of it. And so I'm going to get straight into it. At this point, you guys already know exactly how to ask the right questions at the beginning of a presentation. That's the most important part that allows you to stack yeses over the course of that meeting, right? So you're asking them, what do you do for work? Where do you go to school? What do you do for school? What are your goals outside of that? What are you trying to do in the next 3 to 5 years? What are your habits? How much time do you have? And they're telling you all these things. And then you're presenting the information and you're going through tap to trade and you're painting this mental movie. What's in it for me? How's it going to work? You're making sure that they're stacking these yeses as you ask. Does that make sense? Are you with me? Is that pretty cool, right? And they're giving you more and more clarification every step of the way that they're ready to make the ultimate decision, which is to invest themselves, both time, energy, and money, into the opportunity. Whether that's with an annual subscription, whether that's just Akashics monthly, whether that's with dream trips, everyone has their own thing. You have options. And so, one thing that you guys need to do, number one, when the presentation is over, is get straight to the point. So, if you guys are taking notes and you're taking day three, art of the sale, day three notes, whatever, the very first bullet point on there should be ask for the business. I mentioned that you need to be asking for the business and getting people to make decisions before the call even starts, right? But this is the most important time. This is when you have to ask, are you ready to get started? Are you ready to lock in and run it up with me, bro? What was your favorite part? You're asking and you're isolating only reasons why people would get started, not reasons they wouldn't. So one of the easiest ways, if you're brand new, to not put too much pressure on someone, but to make it so that they have to tell you why they would, is to ask that last question I referenced, what was your favorite part? Because now they have to literally tell you why they would get started. So if I was you guys, and especially if you're new, that's going to be the easiest route for you when it comes to closing a new prospect. Now, the things that you don't need to do nots. Put a little asterisk in your notes if you're taking notes here. Do nots when closing. Do not say the word think. Don't say it. What do you think needs to go in the garbage can? Because if you ask people to think, they're going to think of a million reasons why they wouldn't do it, why it wouldn't work, and a million reasons and a million excuses as to why they're not going to make that investment. Does that make sense? And so this is where you simply ask them, what was your favorite part? Now they're not thinking of why they wouldn't. You're isolating and forcing them to tell you why they would. You're very, very rarely, if you do even a halfway decent job of presenting what we do and you have some good energy and you're asking good questions, very rarely are you going to get someone when you ask them, what was your favorite part? You're going to get very rare times where they say none of it. You guys have probably never gotten someone that's told you, I don't like any of it. Now, there might be people as you present that are really standoffish and closed-minded and employee mindset, and they might just be sitting there boring. And like I said, you take control of it, you protect your energy, you protect your time, and you say, hey, are you with me on this? Do you even want me to keep going? If it's not of interest to you, it's all good. There's going to be times where people say, yeah, I'm going to be honest, man, it's not really all that of interest to me. But you can probably figure that out before the end of the presentation. If you get all the way through a presentation, and at the very end, when you go through that last slide, you talk about timing and placement and how crucial it is to act fast so that you secure the next best possible position inside of your organization. And you make it clear that you can help them and you have other meetings going on so that if they get started now, you're going to be able to place some of those further meetings later today underneath them to help kickstart their business. If you're not doing those things, you need to be. That's leveraging the people in your network to get people to make decisions. But if you're doing all of those things and you get to the end of the presentation, it's time for you to simply say, that's all I got for you, bro. What was your favorite part? That's it. Now you put it on them. The first one to speak after that loses. Write that down. Once you ask for the business, the first one to speak loses. If you can get them to speak and to tell you why they would get started, you're in the right direction to getting them to make a decision. But if you ask them, all right, man, that's all I got for you. What was your favorite part? And they're sitting there like, I don't know. And you're sitting there and you're like, okay, what about the trading? You already lost. Make them tell you. Make them process the information. It's going to tell you whether or not you did a good job presenting the information. And if they get to a point where they say, I'm going to be honest, I'm a little confused, or I don't know, I'm still trying to process it all. I think I just need to think about it more. You probably didn't paint that mental movie very well. And you might get that a few times when you first get started, because remember, it's a numbers game. You're doing reps, you're getting better. You're not the best visionary day one. The more presentations you do, the more you can cast that, the more you get used to asking questions, the more you get used to analyzing people's lives and situations, and you're able to put it from start to finish how this is going to work, what's in it for them, and then they make decisions. But at the very end, most importantly, ask for the business. What was your favorite part? Now they're going to tell you, oh, I thought the trading part was my favorite part. Oh, I really like the idea of being able to make money on my phone without having to do much. I really like the idea of building the sales side. Personal branding and social media is pretty cool to me. There's going to be a multitude of different answers. You know what the best part about that question is? Your answer, after they tell you what it is that they found the best part in, is going to be the same every single time. And what you're going to tell them when they tell you, oh, it was the trading, oh, it was the travel, oh, it was the business, no matter what it is this. I said the same exact thing. Let's get you started. That's it. You simply agree. I don't care if they told you their favorite part was the prop firm challenge. I don't care if they told you your favorite part was the community and being in a Telegram group chat. I don't care if they told you their favorite part was getting to look at you more. You might get some weird answers there. I don't know, but it remains the same. I said the same thing. And when I was in your shoes, I saw somebody excited on the other end of the call. I didn't even know who they were, but I bought into them. And that's what got me started. I felt the same way as you. You ready to get started, bro? You ready to lock in and do this thing? Let's get you plugged in. You have to apply pressure. You have to apply pressure, but it starts with asking for the business. For me, I'm at a point where I simply like to just ask people for the sake of my own time and to cut the conversation shorter. Are you ready to get started, bro? You ready to lock in and do this thing? Or I'll just make it more of a statement in a command. Let's get you plugged in, bro. Appreciate you jumping on the call. If it's an overview, that's what I'll say. If it's one-on-one and I get to the end of it, I'm going to be like, that's all I got for you, bro. You stuck with me this far. You ready to rock and roll? That's it. And now they got to tell you yes or no. And so this is where you're going to start to get objections, right? So does asking for the business, does that make sense? You got to take the word think out of your dictionary. Do not ask them what they think. If you ask them what they think, you're going to get a bunch of freaking, I don't know, and oh, well, I think this. And then you're going to be caught in this freaking loophole and just mind game, and you're going to drive yourself nuts. Do not say the word think. Ask for the business. Now we're on to answers. They're going to say yes or no. And if they tell you no, they got to tell you why. Your goal is to isolate that why and solve the problem. That's something that you guys can take a note of. When you guys are at this point and you're asking for the business, after you've asked them, are you ready to get started? What was your favorite part? And they've told you. If you asked them what was their favorite part and they said being able to build the business, I said the same thing. Let's get you plugged in. Now they have to tell you yes or no. Once again, whoever speaks first loses. Let them tell you yes or no, and let them tell you why. And if they tell you, well, no, man, you're going to get a multitude of reasons following that, right? You're going to get, I don't know. I still think I need to process it and think about it. Sometimes you do the best job presenting that anyone could ever do. For me, I feel like I'm probably one of the best presenters on planet Earth because I've done like 2,000 of them in the last year and a half, 2 years. Here's my point. I'll still get people that tell me they got to think about it. And for me, I'm like, I know damn well I painted a good movie for you, bro. There's no way you have questions. But what I'll get a lot of times is people that are just uncertain and not used to making decisions. And they'll be like, I'm always the person to mull things over. You guys ever getting that one? When people are like, yeah, I don't know. I like to think about my decisions. Here's what you can do when you get that I got to think about it, or I'm the type of person that needs to mull it over, or let me get back to you tomorrow type person. This is what you do. You make it very clear to them that their decisions and their decision-making process is why they are where they are right now. And you simply ask them if they are where they want to be. So if someone tells me, yeah, man, I think I just got to think about it a little bit more, I'm going to let them keep going. And they're going to say, yeah, I don't know, man. I'm not used to making decisions very quickly, and I just want to mull it over, if that's cool. And this is where I'm going to simply acknowledge them, and I'm going to say, it's all good, bro. A lot of people tell me that. But I got a question for you. How has you mulling over all of your decisions and thinking about things for longer worked out for you so far? You're going to put them on the spot. Once again, whoever talks first loses. If you keep going, you're not going to allow them to put themselves in a position to give you what you need to lock them in. You get what I'm saying? So this is all you got to do. You got to reframe them. Look, man, the decisions you've made in the past, and I'm not trying to hurt your feelings here or bash you, but your decision-making process is exactly why you are right now where you are right now. You already told me you're not necessarily where you want to be, or you're doing DoorDash, you're trying to figure it out, you don't know how to start a business, you're not making as much money as you want to, you don't have the level of freedom you want. That's what I've gotten out of the questions I asked you early on. You can tell me if I'm wrong there, but your decisions you've made have put you in the position you are today. If you don't make decisions differently moving forward, nothing's going to change for you. And tomorrow and today, the only difference between today and tomorrow is lost time. So what are you waiting for, man? Let's get you locked in. Let's do this together. I got your back. You won't lose here because of me. That's what I do when people ask me, I got to think about, I got to mull it over. And some people, you can't break them. You just can't. You can't break them. They're caught up in their own mind, and for whatever reason, they're not going to let you help them make decisions. And no matter how good of a problem solver you are, you can't solve that one. It's like they gave you one of those math problems that has no answer. And sometimes you just got to let it go. So once I've tried to overcome that objection of I got to think about it, I got to mull it over, I'm the type of person that does this, this, and this, and I say, look, man, with all due respect, you can tell me if I'm wrong, but am I okay with assuming that the decisions you've made in the past and your decision-making processes are exactly why you are where you are right now? They're going to say yes. Yeah, that's fair to say. Okay, now here's my next question for you, bro. Is where you are right now where you want to be? Because in most cases, when people tell me they got to think about it, where they are right now is not where they want to be. And the only way you get somewhere different is by doing something different today. Fair to say? And you ask people questions. Does that make sense? Are you with me? You got to bring these people in. You're not trying to freaking hard close them and slam them against the door and smack them in the head. You know what I mean? You don't want them to feel insulted, but you're just trying to consult them. You get what I'm saying? You're trying to be the problem solver. You get paid based off the size of the problem you can solve. And that I got to think about it one is one of the most important ones. Does that give you guys quite a few different ways you can approach the I got to think about it, I got to mull it over scenario? Does that one help? Okay. Now the next objection that you get a lot of time. Yeah, man, I'm gonna be honest, I don't have the money. Here's the thing, when people tell me they don't have the money, I don't believe you. It's $150. What do you mean you don't have the money? Now, some people may be in a spot where they've made so many poor financial decisions that they truly don't have the freaking money. But that's not where I'm just gonna stop and say, okay, let me know when you do, because they're never gonna. But once again, I'm going to reframe their mind. And if they tell me I'm just not in the best financial position to be making this type of investment. Here's what I'm going to bring them. I'm going to reframe their mind. Same exact way. I'm just going to say, I completely understand, bro. I've been there. Acknowledge them. Always acknowledge them. When you're going over an objection, number one, if you're writing down steps for how to overcome objections, acknowledge or express understanding. Number one, acknowledge or express understanding. That's the first thing you do because now you take their guard down and you relate to them. So the first thing that I always say is I felt the same exact way, bro. I've talked to a lot of people. A lot of people are in the same situation. You're not alone. But can I ask you a question? And always put it back on them. Remember, you want these people to talk themselves into it. You're stacking yeses the entire presentation and this entire time. You're solving problems and you're helping them solve their own. So this is where I'm going to ask the person that says they don't know if they have the money or it's not the best time to make that investment. I'm going to say, look, man, can I ask you a question? Yeah, that's fine. With all due respect, is it fair to say that the investment decisions you've made leading up to this point are the exact reason you are where you are right now? Yeah, pretty much. Okay. Well, here's what I got to tell you, bro. I am a problem solver. And if your problem is you don't have 150 bucks to invest into your future, learn high paying skills, be a part of something bigger yourself, learn these high paying things that can help you get out of your situation, if that's your problem, I know I can help you solve it, but you got to be willing to solve it for yourself. So you tell me, what are you going to do with the next 150 bucks that you have, whether you have it on a credit card, whether you have it in your bank account, that could do more for you than this? Because if you don't have something, then this needs to be your decision. If you do, then by all means, go do that other thing. Do you get what I'm saying there? So I'm asking the question, hey, do you mind if I ask you something? Get permission? Yeah, of course. Is it fair to say that the investment making decisions and your process of analyzing these risks has gotten you to where you are right now. The reason you are right now is because of these decisions you made in the past, right? Fair to say? Yeah, that's fair to say. Okay, look, bro, I'm a problem solver. And if your problem is you're in a spot where you don't want to be financially, and I know this opportunity can help you because it's already helped me, the only thing separating you from getting started and seeing success and seeing potential results in terms of your life is that action. So here's my question to you, bro. What do you have that you could spend 150 bucks on, that you could invest 150 bucks on, that could do more for you potentially financially than this could? If you don't have something, then what are you waiting for? And that point, now they have to tell you. Because here's the thing, I'll make it clear to them. You buying that Chipotle bowl, you putting gas in your car, as much as you may feel like those are priorities, that's not going to change your life. It's going to keep you in the same freaking spot. This can. So if you're willing to make that leap of faith, that is the only way you're ever going to see a difference in your life. Do you have a credit card? Well, yeah, I got one, but I don't usually use it on this type of stuff. What do you use your credit card on? Credit cards are used to start businesses. You know that, right? They're not used to pump up gas in your car. That's not the purpose of them. Credit wasn't designed for that. Most people don't understand that. You can start a business today for $150 using that. And within the next 72 hours, if you're willing to work with me and you have hustle, I can't guarantee you because you're the one that has to put in the work, but I can guarantee you, you have clear potential to earn back everything you invested into this platform in your first 72 hours. I did it. Why not you? You get what I'm saying? So you're just putting it back onto these people. All I'm doing is asking questions. All I'm doing is solving problems. All I'm doing is reframing their mind and their approach. So it's going to be the same every single time. So that's the money one. That's my favorite way to overcome the money objection. Ask the question, if you don't have something else that you can invest $150 into that could do more for your life financially and put you in a better spot, change your circumstances than this could, why wouldn't you do it? And let them speak. That's my way of overcoming the money objection. If you can't get over it using that, I have not found a better way to do it. But the thing is the same thing that they tell you with the money and the same thing that they tell you with I got to think about it is the same way you're going to approach it when they tell you they don't have time. So let's go over that one. Yeah, man, I don't know. I'm busy. I got work. I got school. I got a million things going on. I got kids, and I'm just a little full on my plate right now, man. Here's where you go. Once again, I completely understand. I acknowledge you. Can I ask you something? Yeah, that's fine. Is it fair to say that if there was a way for you to buy back more of your time so you didn't feel so overloaded, but that it would require a little bit of a sacrifice, is it fair to say you'd be willing to make that if it was going to help you further long term? Is that fair to say? Yeah. Okay, well look, bro. And this is something that you guys can write down because I had to practice this one. This is where you make it clear to people time is about priorities and we all have the same 24 hours. So, this is the statement that I always give people. And I use my mentor as a reference point so that it doesn't seem like it's coming from me. I take that weight off of my shoulders. So, here's the statement: millionaires plan in hours, billionaires plan in minutes, average people live day to day. Millionaires plan in hours, billionaires plan in minutes, average people live day to day. That statement has helped me so much in my own life that I know it can help other people. And so I'll run you guys through this again. When you're asking people the question, they tell you, I don't know, man, I got this, I got that, I got all these things. I don't know if I have time. This is where when they say they don't have time, you say, I completely understand. I acknowledge you. Can I ask you a question? Yeah, that's fine. Is it fair to say we all have the same 24 hours in the day, man? Yes, that's fair to say. Okay. Well, I'm just going to give you this phrase because it's something that changed my life, and I was in the same shoes as you when I first saw this. I had a mentor tell me, millionaires plan in hours, billionaires plan in minutes, average people live day to day. How are you living right now? And let them answer you because now you got their brain moving. And I guarantee you, the people that you're sharing this with aren't going to be able to break down their schedule hour to hour, let alone minute by minute. And so this literally happened for me, guys. When I said I didn't know if I had enough time because I was working 10, 12 hours a day, 5, 6 days a week at a car dealership, and the majority of my time was all the way through the weekends, and 6, 7 p.m. was when I got off. I told the person that was trying to get me started at one point, and after I got started, I don't know if I have the time to do this. And that's when I heard that statement, and it made me recalibrate my way of thinking. If I want to be a millionaire, I got to be able to plan my time better. So when you ask them that question, Hey man, is it fair to say that, the way that you prioritize your time right now is exactly why you are where you are? Yes, that's fair to say. Okay, I want to give you a statement that changed my life and it put me in a totally different circumstance to where I have way more time now, and it's thanks to making this decision. I had a mentor tell me millionaires plan in hours, billionaires plan in minutes. Average people live day to day. How are you living right now? Let them answer you. And they're going to give you something, and it may be an excuse and it may be a rebuttal. Once again, you're going to acknowledge them no matter what they say. So if they come back at you with something where they're like, well, yeah, bro, I've heard it all. I truthfully am really busy. You might get them when you do this, when you apply this level of pressure to them, you might get them to cave and just say, yeah, I'm just not interested. Okay, so it wasn't about the time. Now you're just telling me that none of this was of interest to you. Well, I asked you 7 times throughout the presentation if you were with me and if you liked it and if this made sense and if you saw yourself doing it. So where did something change? Get them going on this loop. This is the art of the sale right here. You have to be able to help people make decisions. You have to be able to solve problems. The bigger the size of the problem you can solve, the more money you will make. And so when people tell me whatever their answer to that statement, all I do after that is I say, look, man, if I told you I was willing to help you prioritize your time and break down day by day what you needed to do hour by hour in order to have success and help you get out of your circumstances, would it be fair to say you have at least a few hours a week that I could work with you to where you could build additional streams of income? You could be a part of this. You could give it a shot, and we could see if we could help you get out of the circumstances you're in and buy back some of that time. You get what I'm saying? So I know some of this may be a little bit complex when you're hearing me break it down. You're like, no, it sounds really easy for you to do it. When I first started doing it, it wasn't easy, but I practiced it and I fumbled over my words and I would have a little cheat sheet next to me. I have 2 monitors, and on my other monitor, I would have all these phrases up there if I needed to. Whatever you got to do to give yourself more of a frame and backbone to work on. I don't care if they see you looking over at your screen. At least you're practicing it. You're going to get good at it if you do it enough, right? So when they tell you they don't have time, then you reframe. I completely understand, bro. A lot of people have things going on. Can I ask you a question? Yes. Is it fair to say that the decisions you've made and the way you've prioritized your time up to this point are exactly why you are where you are? Yeah, I guess so. Okay, I want to share a statement with you if that's okay. And this is something that came to me through a mentor of mine that helped me get out of those circumstances when I said I didn't have time. Is that okay? Yeah. Millionaires plan in hours, billionaires plan in minutes. Average people live day to day. How are you living currently? Let them tell you. Look, man, I completely understand where you're coming from. But if you want something different, we got to do something different. And if I told you I'm willing to help you prioritize your time and break down these days hour by hour, is it fair to say you got a couple hours, at least a week, that you can plug in with me and I can help you start developing these skills and build additional streams of income all on that own time so that you can get out of this situation? Are you willing to make that sacrifice? Yeah, usually you're going to get, yeah, I guess so. Maybe they come back at you after you do that when they say, yeah, but I'm also in a bad financial spot. Okay, I completely understand, bro. I've been there. Can I ask you a question? Yes. Is it fair to say the financial decisions you've made are exactly why you are where you are today? Yeah, that's fair to say. Okay, well, I got a question if that's okay. Is that okay? Yeah, that's okay. What are you going to do with the next $150 that you could spend on anything that could do more for your life than this? Because if you want a different circumstance moving forward, you got to do something different today. You get what I'm saying? So these all wrap in together. It's all the same process. You're acknowledging them, step one, you're reframing, step two, and then you're asking the question. And so the last one that you'll run into every once in a while is someone that just for whatever reason lacks a little bit of belief. And this one is really easy. If you have any amount of belief in yourself and you have any amount of results, whether it's in the trading space, whether it's in personal development, whether it's in the business, this is very simple. When you get to the very end of the presentation, you ask someone what was their favorite part, and they say, I really like the trading part, but they're kind of skittish, and you can tell throughout the presentation they're a little reserved. At the very end of that, you're going to have to sit there and they're going to tell you, yeah, I think I like the trading part the best. Dude, I said the same exact thing. You ready to get started? Match their body language. Don't come at them punching them. Bro, let's fucking get you locked in. Let's go. Don't do that with somebody that's a little bit more reserved. It's not going to work too well. They're going to feel overloaded and they're going to feel like they can't match that energy and they can't do it. You got to do what's called deprecation with people. Deprecation is your ability to read the room. Emotional intelligence is the skill attached to this. Deprecation is where you bring yourself down to the level of belief someone else has. You relate to them so that you can establish trust. You can write that word down, deprecation. And so when you find somebody that has a little less belief, but may still want to do it, and you can kind of see their lights flickering a little bit and things like that, maybe that's them. Here's somebody, and I might be wrong here, but Morgan, you're on this call, bro, and I appreciate you being on this call. Is it fair to say when you first ran into me and you first started seeing all my stories and everything, and then I reached out to you a few times, is it fair to say that maybe a little bit of that might have been that little bit of lack of belief in what it is we're doing and not understanding, but just need a little bit more reassurance? A little bit of it? I can kind of sense that. And so what's crazy is this dude who got started, I met him at a grocery store at Aldi like a year ago. And I followed up with him for a long time, and he watched my stories and he would support me from afar, and I'd just reach out and check in. He came to our Super Saturday in Arizona last month, signed up on the spot. And then this dude went, made a list of names, launched his business, and followed every single one of the things that I told him exactly what to do, which is what I got told to do. And now he's inside of the group chats with energy, with posture. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, dude, this dude's killing it. Let's go. And so it's crazy how that works. But you just sometimes have to be that little bit of reassurance. And he wasn't the type that needed all of it. But he's right here. So it made sense for me to bring this up. And so when you guys are doing that, you have to be that person for them. You got to be the rock. You got to be the foundation. You got to be the visionary once again. So if you find someone that you can tell has interest, but they just need a little bit of help and a little bit of a healthy push, and you sit there and at the end, it's what's your favorite part? I think the trading. You say, I said the same exact thing, bro. You ready to get started? They're going to sit there and be like, and they're going to mutter it over a little bit, and then they're going to come out with something. And a lot of times that something is either time or money, but usually it's not time or money. It's their belief. And so what you got to do with these people is when you can read that room and tell it's not really one of those things, one, go through the question barriers for time and money, but you're going to overcome those. And then you're going to still have them sitting there waiting for you to help them make the decision. And all you got to do with these people is say, look, bro, I've worked with a lot of people. And if you can't believe in yourself right now because you don't necessarily understand everything and how it's going to work, I felt the same way, but I know how to do this. If you can't believe in you right now, believe in me. You ready to go? Those words will change people's lives. If you can't believe in yourself yet, believe in me because I know how to do this. Most people aren't willing to say that about themselves. It's not arrogance. It's confidence. It's stacked up from the wins. It's stacked up from the practice. You've done enough presentations to know you can help Morgan get a win. You've done enough prospecting to know you can help Morgan learn how to reach out to his network, even if he's a little bit shy. That's not necessarily him. I'm just using his name for an example, but you guys get my point, right? So that's usually the last objection you're going to get is belief. And if you guys have any other objections that you want to type in the chat that you want me to go over, you can. But the process remains the same. If you want to take like a 3-step process to overcoming objections, number one, acknowledge or understand their situation. Express understanding, number one. Number two, ask the question, right? So look, bro, I completely understand where you're coming from. Can I ask you a question? That's number two. And then number three is the reframe. You ask the question. If it's time, is it fair to say the decisions you've made and the way you've prioritized your time up to this point is exactly why you are where you are right now? Yes. Now it's reframe. I was in the same exact position. If I was willing to help you prioritize your time, is it fair to say that you could break down a few hours a week and work alongside me? And if you're willing to put in a little bit of work, I can almost guarantee you we can help you get the return on your investment in the first course of a couple of days even. Do you have a couple hours a week we can work together? That's the reframe, right? So it's expressing understanding, asking the question, reframe. Every single objection. It's the same way every time. And so that's really all there is to it in terms of overcoming objections. And now the last part is when you get them to say, all right, man, I'm ready to get locked in. Keep them on the phone and do not hang up the phone until you get them signed up. Don't just say, all right, man, I'm going to send you a link. I'll see you in the chat. No, that's not going to work too well for you. Do not do it. Do not leave that deal unclosed. This is where you got to lock it in and you got to make sure they're getting started. So that's where once they tell you, yeah, man, okay, I'll give it a shot. I give it a shot. I'll believe in you. I'll prioritize my time. I'll swipe my credit card. Whatever that is, this is your time to dive back in there and say, all right, I'm going to send you a link. All we need is 5 minutes for you to get locked in. You got 5 minutes, right? Yeah. Okay. All right, man. I'm here to help. I'm going to walk you through the entire process. Let's do it. All right. I just sent you a text link. You get it? Yep. Okay, perfect. I want you to open that up and then you're going to walk them through it step by freaking step. Do you see where it says get started? Can you scroll down? Okay. Do you want to do the monthly or the annual? Okay, I want to do the monthly. All right, perfect. Click that. And now you're just going to fill out a series of personal info. I'm here if you got any questions. It shouldn't take you any more than maybe a minute, bro. Let me know once you get through that first page. Okay, got through it. Second page. Okay. I'm just putting in my card info. I see your name as the enroller. Okay, perfect. All you gotta do is check out and then I'll get you plugged in, bro. I'm excited for you. Keep painting the vision as these people are going through it. Ask them questions about their day. So when they tell you they get started, don't make this awkward, weird thing where you say, all right, bro, I'm gonna send you a link. Ready to get started? Yep. Okay. And then send them a link and say, all right, let me know when you're signed up and just go down on your phone and start doing something else. Don't do that. Don't do that. Build the relationship through it, right? Ask them about things. I'm excited for you, bro. What else you got going on today? Oh, and they're on their phone filling this out. It's easier for them to do this. You get what I'm saying? Oh, I got this. And yeah, now that I think about it, I think I got lunch later or something like that. Oh, that's cool. Where are you going to lunch? Oh, I'm going to you got to get them to like just work themselves through the sign up. What do you say if it's a pyramid scheme or a scam? Let me finish this and then I'll go back because that's a good one. And so once you get them to the point where they've checked out, this is where it's your key. And Charles, I think you had a really good example of this the other day. And you sent me a voice message saying that someone who had tried a million things got started and was really excited after you got them started because you spent the time to get them plugged in and to answer their questions and to give them a little bit more certainty in terms of what they're supposed to do next, right? And so that's exactly what you're doing when you're onboarding your people. When it comes down to it, once you've signed them up, it's not time for you to say, all right, man, I'm going to send you a welcome message with all the chats and all the apps and every step you need to do. Go figure it out. Don't do that. Especially if you're early on in the process and you have the time. Build the relationship with that person. Show them you're there to help them win. Remember, people don't care what you know until they know how much you care. So get there and dive in with these people. Spend 30 minutes with them. All right, man. So now that you're getting started, let's get you plugged into the group chats. We're going to take a little screenshot on FaceTime, and then I'm going to get it into the welcome message. You'll see everybody saying what's up, and then I'm going to help you download your apps, sign up for your prop firm, open a demo account so you can practice. And then from there, we're ready to rock and roll, man. I'll show you our website where you can go through and check out the blueprint on how to get involved in the trading space and tips and tricks. And then I'll also show you, if you care to share this with people, where a video is at that teaches you how to launch your business. Sound good? Yep. And then you walk them through all that. That is how exactly you onboard someone, but you spend the time with them. You cultivate the relationship. That 20 to 30 minutes that may feel like a waste once you've signed them up because you're like, dude, I don't want to do this part. Trust me, I am the guy that signed up a lot of people and I hate it. It's boring as can be. I don't want to sit there and help you sign up your freaking demo account. It drives me nuts because you're like, dude, I don't see what you're talking about. Trading ID, where's that at? I'm like, I don't even know at this point, bro. I don't know, but I'm going to figure it out anyway. So spend the time with these people. Now, going back, if you get the question, bro, I don't know, this seems a little bit like a pyramid scheme. Same thing again, Sindre. First thing you do, no matter what overcoming objection tool you're working with, express understanding or acknowledge them. Don't come back at them. No, it's not. Do not do that. Not going to work well for you. You don't want to get into a little rebuttal. It's not good. What you want to do is you want to say, bro, you know what's crazy? I thought the same exact thing. Then they're sitting there like, wait, what? So you signed up for a pyramid scheme? You get what I'm saying? So you take their guard down right away, and now you level the playing field. So always acknowledge, always express understanding. Yeah, bro, I don't know. This seems a little bit like a pyramid scheme to me. Dude, you know what's crazy? When I was in your shoes, I said the same exact thing. That's the first step. Now, there's a number of ways you can overcome the pyramid scheme thing. The easiest one for me is when by the end of that presentation, if you've done a good job building rapport and answering questions and stacking yeses and they see the vision or whatever, and maybe that last business half and where they get to see these ranks and stuff is where they get thrown off. If you've done a good job all the way through that and you can tell, then when you get to that part and you are at the point where you say, I said the same exact thing. This is where usually my favorite tool to overcome it is just saying this. One thing I'll tell you, bro, I wouldn't put my name and reputation behind something I didn't know was 100% solid after everything I've done with my life. And I wouldn't be sitting here sharing it with you if I knew I was going to put you in a bad spot. That's it. Then they're like, okay, like, what else are you going to tell me? Maybe then they're like, I don't know, bro. It just seems like if you get them and then it's all about people at the top making money. If they start asking a bunch of questions, then sometimes I'll go in a little bit more. And I'll say, look, bro, I kind of thought the same exact thing. I acknowledge them again and again and again and again and again. I want you to feel as heard as possible because you're going to have less of a freaking guard up if I keep doing that. So if I say I wouldn't put my name and reputation behind something I didn't know was 100% solid. And they're like, yeah, I just don't know, man. It seems like if you get them and they get you, then the people at the top make all the money. This is where I'll say, bro, I thought the same exact thing. But you know what I realized? Every single business on planet Earth is a pyramid. And the CEOs and the general managers and the owners of these corporations, a lot of time make more money than everybody else. Is that fair to say? Yeah. And you know what's crazy? I don't know about where you work right now, but I have a feeling your owner, general manager, boss doesn't necessarily care too much about helping you become the owner or the boss over time, but they love that you keep coming in and working. I know that may be insulting, but does that make sense? Because I was in that same spot. Yeah, kind of fair to say. Here's the thing about this, bro. I had someone that was making $100,000 a month take me under his wing and teach me everything that I know, and he didn't need to do it. But the only reason that he is at the top of this thing is because he's helped enough other people succeed. That's the best part about what we do. You might as well flip the pyramid upside down because the only way you make it to the top is by helping other people. And this is where a lot of times, if you guys are anything like me, you just express your belief in what it is you do. I'll tell people all the time, I'll just be like, look, man, I'm not even here to make you do this. But I want you to know, just from my own personal experience, even if you may not know me enough to really trust it, dude, I've learned way more about leadership, personal development. I've gotten sent podcasts and audios from these people. I have changed my life, not even just from a money standpoint, more because I got started here. And regardless of what people said about it, than I ever did work in these jobs, than I ever did going to school, than I ever did doing anything else. So if you're like me and you're open-minded enough to give it a shot, I can promise you one thing, bro. You're not going to freaking jail. The company's been around for 10 years. We've done hundreds of millions of dollars in revenue. There's 20,000 freaking people on this platform. You think you're going to be the one person to somehow just do something that gets you thrown in a freaking jail cell? I don't think so. Nothing we're doing here is illegal. And I wouldn't put my name or reputation behind it if I didn't know it was solid. Those are the ways that I overcome the pyramid scheme thing. The first one is usually I wouldn't put my name and reputation behind it if I didn't know it was solid. If they keep digging, then I reframe their mind a little bit. Every business on the planet's a pyramid. Choose the one you be a part of wisely. That's the way that I think about it. And then from there, I always just tell people, express my belief in what we do. Man, all I got to tell you is I've tried so many different things and I thought the same thing as you. But for what it took to get started, I just weighed the pros and the cons. 150 bucks, unlimited earning potential, cool network of people, high paying skills. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. The cons, it doesn't work. I'm at 150 bucks and I go back to doing what I already know how to do. If that con is too strong for you, then don't get started, bro. But I'm a problem solver. And if your problem is you don't like where you are right now, you need to do something different. The same way that I did. And if it works for me, why not? Why wouldn't it work for you? If I'm not in jail, why would you be? If I've never gotten in trouble, why would you? Ask those questions to people. Does that answer, Sendre? Is that a good one? Cool. And so once you've launched your business partner, right? Once you've gotten them inside of these group chats, one thing that I wanted to cover on this call is do not let people tell you that they just want to trade. That drives me nuts. Don't do it. Do you want people that just sit there and stare at the charts all day in your team? I don't. That doesn't do anything for my paycheck. Nothing. And matter of fact, you'll probably quit in 30 days because you'll blow your prop firm and say it doesn't work. I need you to help you. I need to help you see a win somewhere so that you stay around. Because as soon as you help people win, they believe. If you can help someone do what's called score in 24, that is the best way to build belief. You have about a 72-hour time window from when someone has gotten started to help them see success, whether it's in the trading side or the business side. Now, is it fair to say that the trading side is a little bit harder to guarantee success in than it is in the business? I think so, because the business is all effort. It's all coachability. It's all desire. And if someone's willing to follow the blueprint and they're willing to reach out to people, odds are if they reach out to enough of them, no matter who they are, they can probably sign someone up. And if they sign somebody up, how many of you guys get cracked out as soon as you get that welcome message in that email that says you have a new customer or you have a new affiliate in your business? To this day, it's my favorite thing on planet Earth. Thousands of people later. It's the best thing ever. If you can get people one of those wins, they're here forever. But what I do when people have made it pretty clear that they just want to start trading is when I'm launching them on my website for our community, we have both a network marketing tab and we have a financial investing trading tab where people can go and get resources and learn how to launch their business. There's a PDF that gives them all the steps on what to do. And there's also all these steps on the trading side. Here's the thing. When I go and I launch someone, the very first thing that I do is help them get everything set up inside of the platform so that they feel their answers are there, right? I don't go slamming the network marketing side down anybody's throat from the get-go before I plug them into the prop firm and stuff because they haven't seen any of it. So if you get them to try to go start selling this thing, right? Because that's what they think they're doing, selling this trading thing right away. If you get them to start trying to do that before you've shown them any bit of attachment to what it is they're doing, they're going to be too overwhelmed and too lost to feel like they can share it with people. But if you spend the 5 to 10 minutes, all right, bro, go to TradeX Mastery, click sign up, verify your email. You don't have to pay for anything. That prop firm's going to come to you in 72 hours, 48 hours. Okay, cool. Okay, now download a Cosix, download Trade Locker, go to Trident Markets. I'm going to help you open a demo account, and we're going to link that so that you can start taking tap to trades and practice. Sound good? Yeah, okay, perfect. Get all the apps set up, get their account linked. Okay, perfect. You're good to go, bro. Any questions on the trading side? I might have some more as we go, but I'll let you know. All right. Now here's what I want to ask you, bro. If I could tell you that I could guarantee you in one way that you could see a return on the investment you made into the platform within the next couple of days so that we can put you in a good spot, would you be willing to do some work? Yeah, probably. Okay. Now, one thing people get confused is they think they need to have results trading in order to share this with people. But there's so much more to this opportunity than trading. There's learning skills like personal branding. There's learning skills like leadership. There's learning skills like sales. There's learning skills like networking, emotional intelligence, all of these things that don't get put on a flyer for you. But you know, when you get started, these are things that you have the ability to learn. So don't feel like you can't share this with people just because you haven't seen money from trading yet. That's not what we sell. Yes, we sell a financial literacy platform, but we also sell all of these education tools and learning high paying skills. And these skills are things that you can't take away from anybody once they've developed them. Is it fair to say you know people in your life that may want to learn some of these skills? Yeah, probably. Okay. Well, then I'm going to run presentations for you as long as you're willing to reach out to a few people, and I'll tell you exactly how to do it. Would you be willing to reach out to 10, 15, 20 people to start with, just to see if we can get a few people who are open-minded enough to check out what we're doing? Yeah, I think so. Because here's the thing, bro. Imagine the day when you get a couple of your best friends who you've always talked about building businesses, escaping the matrix, whatever with, locked into this situation with you. And now you're learning financial literacy together. You're taking tap to trades together, but you're also literally business partners from day one. That would be pretty cool, right? Yeah. You know the best part? We're going to help all of you the same exact way every step of the way. That is what I do with people. Once I get them set up on the trading side, I don't just say, all right, man, if you ever want to share it with people, let me know. If you ever pass your platform challenge, let me know, and then we'll start sharing it with people. No, I want people to know that the value in what we do, in my opinion, I think I get more value inside of Akasic's My Daily Choice network marketing in the business side, in the personal development, in the skills, in the growth in myself. I have totally changed. Everything about the way I walk, the way I talk, the places I go, the people I know, everything is so much different now. And it's not because I sat there and stared at freaking charts all day. You know what I mean? So tell people that. I don't understand why so many people feel like all they're selling when they go reach out to people is Akashics. That's not what we are. We're a health, a wealth, and a mindset freaking factory, man. We got all these different products in My Daily Choice you can speak on. You got all these lifestyle benefits with Dream Trips where you get networking and discounted travel. These are things you can mention. But most importantly, you have the ability to develop and become a different version of yourself here. You need to make that clear to people. And if you don't make that clear to people, it's going to be a rough battle for you the entire time because most people are not who they need to be to earn income. Most income in entrepreneurship and in business is earned. You become the person that earns the income. It's the law of the lid that most people have heard at this point. And so that's what you guys need to do is once you've gotten someone started, take the time to onboard them properly. And then once you've got them set up to where they feel a little bit more solid with the foundation of how this is going to work, then do the reframe again. Reframe them from the get-go. Hey, bro, I can't guarantee you profits on the charts. Trading is a skill. Yes, tap to trade makes it easier. And there is people that see results financially in the course of their first month. I can't promise you that there because the markets are always changing. Educators have good and bad days, and you are the one pressing the button. In the business, I can guarantee you results if you're guaranteeing me work. If I told you that for sharing this opportunity with a few people, we could start to put a couple extra $100 in your bank account in the next couple days, next couple weeks, would you be willing to get outside of your comfort zone? And if I taught you exactly how to do it and how to utilize me, reach out to a few people about what we're doing? and they tell you, well, I don't know, man. I want to see results trading first. Look, man, is it fair to say after everything that I broke down with you today that yes, trading seems to be the focus of what we do, but there's a lot more of a bigger picture here in terms of learning business skills and learning how to cultivate a network and social media? Can you get how that might be there too? Okay. Well, my question to you is there people in your life that may want to learn some of those things? Yeah, probably. Well, then why wouldn't you share this with them so that you can learn it together? That's what I ask people. Some of them will just say, I just want to trade. Okay. At least I've tried. You know what I mean? It's all good. You can just trade, do your thing. But at least I did it. I exhausted all my options. But that's all there is to it. So that is where we will close out day 3. We've went over how to reach out to people in person and online. We went over how to build a first good impression, how to give someone a compliment, how to start a conversation. We went over how to follow up with people, how to remind people, how to up your energy, how to be authentic, how to take the scam and the scheme out of all these conversations online, how to get people to set a meeting, how to send a proper invite, how to get someone on a call, how to ask the right questions, how to build rapport and trust, how to paint a picture, how to answer the questions of what's in it for me, how's it going to work, how to ask for the business, how to overcome objections, and how to launch a new business partner. Does every single one of you guys feel like at this point you could probably go sign somebody up? That's the whole goal here. Amazing, Noah. Thanks for this. Where can we find the recordings? Every single one of the Telegram chats, One Mission Telegram, my Telegram chat. I'll post them and all of that. And then I also have my YouTube channel. So you guys can go check that out as well. It's just literally Roll with the Winners. So you guys can find it on there. And I'll probably have it uploaded in the next 25 minutes. And then from there, we're rocking and rolling. Hopefully, I see some of you guys in Fort Lauderdale at the event. And if not, those of you in Europe, I'm sure I'll see you in Rome. If not, that's crazy. But love you guys regardless. Wish you guys the best. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.